Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
If there was an office party full of the most hated sports executives of the past century, the party would consist of Nico Harrison and the past 2.5 GMs of the Boston Red Sox. Because Boston continued its greatest team tradition of getting rid of Hall of Fame talent on their roster, this time by trading Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants. That's right, Big Raffy Scoops is going to be the next Barry Bonds Jr. hitting bombas into McCovey's Cove, while Red Sox fans, you guys get to enjoy Jordan Hicks' 6.5 ERA and Kyle Harrison, who they immediately optioned to AAA. Like, poor Kyle Harrison, you kind of have to feel for him because this dude was literally in the bullpen at Dodger Stadium warming up to start Sunday Night Baseball. You know, prime time, Dodgers, Giants, historic rivalry. He probably had family in town in the stands. He was probably looking to make a name for himself, you know, and minutes later, he's got to report to AAA halfway across the country. But back to the Devers side of the trade. If you followed any bit of baseball this year, you knew that the Red Sox traded Devers due to all the behind-the-scenes drama this year. It all started all the way back in spring training when the Red Sox signed free agent third baseman Alex Bregman. The news at first was great and all, but the one big problem was that's where Devers plays. And Devers was adamant very early on that he was the third baseman and he would not be moving off that position.
So are you saying if they ask you to DH, you won't do it?
No.
Can you expand on that?
I played third.
The Red Sox tried doing some like weird PR saying Bregman was, he was going to be playing second base. He's our second baseman, don't worry. But as spring training went on, Bregman played more third base and Devers kind of changed his tune and relinquished third base and took over as the DH. So things seemed like it had cooled over for the moment, but then unfortunately Red Sox first baseman Tristan Casas suffered a season-ending injury, which left a hole at the position. And Red Sox chief baseball officer Craig Breslow thought, hey, we pay Rafael Devers a lot of money. I know we just told him to play DH, but now we should have him play first base. And unsurprisingly, this went over worse than the first time they asked him to switch positions. Like Devers, this time he really called out the front office.
Yeah, you know, I know I'm a ball player, but at the same time, they can't expect me to play, you know, every single position out there. In spring training, they, you know, talked to me and basically, you know, told me to put away my glove, that I wasn't going to play any other position but DH. So right now I just feel like it's not an appropriate decision by them to ask me to play another position.
If your best hitter thinks that the front office has it out for him, it's gonna be really hard to repair that relationship. I mean, you got to give the front office some credit. I mean, they tried to fix it, because when the team was on the road in Kansas City, Breslow flew out with the owner, John Henry. You know, when the owner comes out, John Henry, you know it's serious business. Now, they went out to have a private meeting with Devers in Kansas City, and we don't know exactly what was said, but Breslow came out of the meeting saying that they had productive dialogue and they were in a much better place. But now, after this trade, I think we can say that either he was straight up lying, or maybe he was putting a bizarre twist on the truth, because hey, maybe they all came to the agreement that he should get traded. But per Peter Abraham of the Boston Globe, the team felt that getting paid $313.5 million comes with extra responsibilities to help out the team, and Devers did not live up to those responsibilities. And so, hey, they had enough and they traded him along with his entire contract, so now they don't have to pay him a single penny again. Personally, it's hard for me to definitively say, like, who is entirely at fault here. Like, okay, yes, Devers is getting paid a ridiculous amount of money to play, you know, a kid's game, and it shouldn't be too big of a deal moving positions. But at the same time, Devers did sign that deal expecting to be the Red Sox third baseman. You know, he works hard at his craft and he wants to prove himself. But at the same time, he signed that contract under a different GM. You know, he signed that deal under Chaim Bloom, who's long gone now. Devers was never really Craig Breslow's big signing. That's been Bregman. So it's just, they fell out of love. Let's put it that way. You know, they ran their course. But Red Sox fans, I kind of feel for you guys. I saw a post that said, you guys traded away 2 Hall of Famers in the span of like 5 years for Alex Verdugo, Connor Wong, Jeter Downs, Jordan Hicks, and Kyle Harrison. Like, when you put it like that, it's a pretty tough pill to swallow. I just think the Red Sox are just happy they don't have to pay him anymore. It frees up a logjam of position players they have, and obviously it clears a lot of money off the books. But we got to see what the team does with it. Like, okay, you saved all this money, you know, from one player, but how are you going to reallocate it to help the rest of the team? So Jeff Passan just came out with this as I'm recording this. Breslow said, I do think there's a real chance at the end of the season, we're looking back and we've won more games than we otherwise would have. I mean, hey, you know, if they make some crazy moves at the deadline, maybe, but I'm willing to bet that that quote's not going over too well in Boston right now. Like, they're not going to be happy with that one. But okay, let's look at it from the Giants side real quick. I mean, Buster Posey obviously comes out looking like a genius right now. This immediately makes them a better team, and it's going to make the division race a little tighter. You know, as a Dodgers fan, you know, I have to roll my eyes at this trade because, like, God damn it, we got to deal with Devers now. But I genuinely wonder when trade talks began, because I don't think we 100% know when, like, they started talking. Like, do you think the Red Sox started calling, like, other teams around, or do you think Buster saw the tension brewing and knew it was a perfect time to strike? One question everybody has is where is Devers going to play in San Francisco? You know, they already have Matt Chapman, who's one of the best defensive third basemen in the game right now. And the Giants already have a platoon over at first base, so I guess the most sensible spot would be DH. But Posey did come out and say he's already talked to Devers about playing a mix of third base, DH, and first base, and that apparently he's willing to do it, which is insane because do you know what team comes to visit San Francisco in less than a week? That's right, the Red Sox. Like, wouldn't it be hilarious if this whole time Devers put up a fuss about playing first base in Boston, but as soon as he gets to a new team, he immediately starts playing first base, and you know, they come and he's like showing off like, oh yeah, I was willing the whole time to do it, but you guys didn't treat me right. Oof, that would be some juicy baseball drama. And there, of course, has been some discourse online over whether this is the Luka trade of MLB. I mean, I would say while it's not exactly on the same level as that Luka trade, I mean, this is probably as close as we'll get in terms of MLB. Obviously, Luka is like more impactful, I would say, to a team, but Devers is a young star with Hall of Fame talent in his prime who seemingly got traded out of nowhere. But hey, we're still in the early days of the fallout. We have to see how Devers fits out in Oracle Park, and we got to see what else the Red Sox are going to do. Like, are they going to continue trading away players, or are they going to bring in reinforcements? Because they're currently fighting for a wild card spot. So let me know what your guys' reaction is to the Devers trade. I know when I first saw the passing tweet, I thought he had been hacked, or I was looking at a fake account. I knew, I was like, it took me by shock. But yeah, I will see you guys next time.